1992 Nissan Silvia PS13. It's the real thing.
Also, I'm here.
Alright, so you guys probably saw the video of that Skyline. This is actually one of his younger brother's cars, and like that Skyline, this thing will also go down to SoCal to get tested to be California legal. And so that's why it's here. We're doing a full inside and out road test, all full inspection to make sure that, first of all, this can make it down to SoCal for that guy, and then also that it can, you know, as painlessly as possible pass that inspection. So yeah, why don't we take a look around this car. So I have a special guest with me. Kim is the intern at Annex Suspension, the media intern. You want to shout out, where can we find you at?
You can find me at RFB_Blitz. I have a YouTube, Instagram, and you can find me on TikTok, but not that one.
Yeah, so you so it's kind of boring for me to just talk about this car, so why don't we have like a little conversation? What piques your interest about this thing?
My interest about this car is, one, how clean it is for the age. Some information you should know about me is that my dad has an R32 Skyline 1994. So we've gone through the importing process, and it is a hectic, but something that piques my interest is just like how my dad's car, it is super clean. Like, it does have minor scuffs here and there, but paint wise it is a 25+ year old car, so yeah, it's super clean. Top seats, and it's super clean. Like, that's crazy to see. It does have a crack on the dash on the front, but even then, like, it's still so cool to see something like this. Right-hand drive. I think it's just Japan takes better care of the cars than we do.
So pretty interesting about this thing. They got a bunch of badges that we didn't get. So Qs. You were saying, I think we talked about there's 3 trims. So there's Qs,
there's Ks, and then I don't know the third one, but I think that's just the base model.
So that's another thing. I had a customer at the shop. I was telling him, like, probably this thing is in such good shape because it did not come with a turbo. Like,
yeah.
Like the 240s that came with a turbo probably are all thrashed by now. So.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, yeah, agreed.
So Qs. Why don't we take a look at what Q is under the engine then? Okay, first of all, this is an extremely heavy hood.
Oh yeah. Steel, it'd be like that. What we have here?
Yeah. So yeah, Nissan SR20 DE. So that's the NA version. And so it's funny. Before this, we talked about there's nothing aftermarket on this car, but we can see that from the engine bay. But you did notice one thing that was aftermarket on this car.
I did notice something that was aftermarket on this car, and this is something that I think everyone will agree with. Oh yeah. This car is like 80,000 horsepower, I swear.
So yeah, all stock Nissan SR20 DE. Air conditioning, power steering works. Can't believe it's still got the factory airbox. But maybe that's just how like you said, the owners, you know, take care of their cars much better than we do in Japan. So
agreed. Usually what you'd see is I think Japan likes their honeycomb filters more than they do like the standard like K&N style filter. Like when we went to inspect our car, it had the honeycomb filter, and as well as all the other cars at the shop, they all had filters on them. So it's almost like like you'd say, it's impossible to find one of these cars stock at this point.
And then you were saying on the windshield sticker, a lot of the Japanese cars have these, and what were you saying about these?
I remember when we got our car, and then also the other ones too, they have these stickers on them after they get imported, or maybe before they get imported too, but I don't know what they mean. Everyone, when you buy the car, they tell you what it means, but then you kind of forget it. And I was thinking the color too, the one on our cars was green, and then there's also blue, so maybe these colors mean something, you know?
Yeah, somebody let us know in the comments below what that sticker means. I bet I've heard it 3 different times at least from people, but I keep forgetting. So yeah, you guys let us know in the comments below. All right, cool. So why don't we lift this up and then we'll take a look underneath. All right, cool. Let's take a walk underneath.
Wow, this is clean.
So the owner had a few different requests and issues, pre-existing issues with this car he wanted to diagnose. One thing was that it had a suspension clunk. We ended up finding out that one of the sway bar end link bolts came loose, and then also this has got a bad strut top. So yeah, made sure, you know, as part of the inspection, everything's secured on the car. And yeah, again, because he's driving this thing down to SoCal himself, so gotta make sure the drive is safe. Yeah, some other interesting things to note. I don't know why somebody spray painted all this stuff silver.
Oh, I thought that was that came like that.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why somebody, I assume in Japan, spray painted all this stuff silver, but the owner of this car complained about like a burning smell from under the hood, and that's definitely one possibility, is like when you spray paint all this stuff, like the fumes burn off with engine heat, especially like painting the exhaust too. You know, if you put regular paint on an exhaust that's not meant for this temp, it's just gonna burn off and flake off. So yeah, who knows. Other things, you can see right there the trans output seal is leaking, so we're going to take the drive shaft out. We're going to replace this seal. Same thing, it might be hard to see with the light, but how do you tell this pinion seal is leaking? If you notice, it's like wet throughout. So if you guys can imagine, the drive shaft is spinning, and if this seal right here leaks, it just slings the oil all around. And then you can tell it's obvious right here where the oil burned on the exhaust. I know for sure on Corollas they do not undercoat Japanese Corollas. It looks like they don't undercoat. There's no undercoat on this guy either.
Intrigues me about this car, that the pinch welder's still there.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if it's just because I get like top tier stuff here, but majority of the Japanese cars I see, the pinch wheels are all pretty much in this good of shape, whereas like, I'm sure you guys know in the US, I don't know, everyone's just, you know, putting jacks and jack stands under these things and destroying these. So
Yeah, on our car the pinch welds are pretty beat up. I don't know if you have a video that I can overlay for you, but yeah, the pinch welds, they're almost non-existent.
another thing, an employee here noticed this frame rail part's missing on Japanese cars, and I don't know, he said something, someone can again leave something in the comments. I think this is different on a US car, like either this exists or this one's missing. I forget which one it is. Yeah, but overall the car's in great shape. Like, I think I was talking with someone, like this car's in like too good of shape. So the owner of this car is gonna get this inspected in SoCal to be California legal, and I know that's one common question, is like, isn't that expensive, or what's the process like? So why don't you talk about the process?
Yeah, so the process of getting a car California legal. So on this car, since it is pretty much bone stock, has stock cats and all this stuff, it won't end up getting replaced probably, but on our Skyline, when the carving process happened, it ended up welding a complete new exhaust on, where there aren't any mounting points to install any new parts. So
yeah, so I think on your dad's car, they added 2 little cats and then 2 big, like 2-liter bottle soda cats. And then it sucks because they cut it off and straight welded it, no flange. So I know you guys were trying to put on a cat back, but because they made all this stuff California compliant now, you're gonna have to jump through a hurdle to, if you want like a factory Skyline catback's not gonna bolt on anymore.
Agreed. And then we were talking about how the cost of getting it California legal, it varies, but the place that we went to, that's pretty much almost the most well-known place, Top Rank Importers, and that's where we got our car. They talk about the process, they know all about it, so they told us that a rough estimate is for things like Skyline, Supras, and RX-7, the carving cost is around an extra $10,000 on top of the car. And then for things like Silvia's single turbo cars, it's around $6,500, something like that. So
thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Kim, for joining us again. If you want to follow Kim, he does a lot of cool visuals. Where can we find you again?
you can find me at RFV_Blitz, all lowercase. I got YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
If you guys like what you see, you can bring me another JDM car and I can do a review. Remember, we asked a bunch of questions, so leave your answers in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe for this guy too. Thanks again for watching, you guys.